What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be spectating random players in Fortnite Zero Build, going over what I think they do well, what they could do differently, and just the state of the game right now. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you like some more, and comment down below which you preferred, Fortnite's Godzilla event or the Doom event we had in Chapter 4. And what I mean by that is, or why I'm comparing them, is because with the Godzilla one, you get to become Godzilla. With the Doom one, you get to become Doom. I personally think the Godzilla one was much better. As of the time I'm uploading this video, Godzilla should be leaving on tomorrow, on Friday the 31st. I plan on uploading this on Thursday the 30th. But yeah, Godzilla is going to be gone tomorrow. But either way, I much preferred the Godzilla mechanics to the Doom one. And the reason why is because Godzilla would become at the start of the game. Right now it's 100% spawn rate. Whereas Doom would only spawn in 4th zone. You would have to capture the island to become Doom. It is a little more underwhelming for people that really want to become Doom. Like with Godzilla and Doom, I didn't really care about becoming one or the other. I just wanted to play the game. If you're really fixated on becoming it, it's definitely more random, I feel like, to become Godzilla because you just got to be the first one to the portal. Whereas with Doom Island, you know, it was harder to capture because you would have to eliminate and fight other players. But if you were good at the game, it was more within your control and less random. So I like the Godzilla one more. I feel like having it happen at the start of the game is better. And then I also feel like it was easier to deal with Godzilla than it was Doom. Let's see if this guy can eliminate me. Nice. Thank you, sir. We're going to be on board with Bankai. He's out here with the Oni shotgun. I don't know if the ammo on screen is bugged or what. It says he has one in and then one reserve. That is not great. Is he going to duel this person? Okay, I thought he was about to start the duel there, and I was going to say that's terrible. This is an AI. The reason why I was going to say it would be terrible for him to start that duel is because only having a shotgun in his inventory is not great for fighting the NPCs. It's just going to take a really long time to eliminate that with only a pump. And then also, we knew there was other people in the area. At the time, we didn't know that it was an AI. But either way, I mainly want to go for that NPC if I've cleared, you know, these final few buildings. That way we don't get third-partied. And then if you are going to fight it, you definitely don't want to be doing so with a shotgun. A spray weapon tends to work best on that. If you duel that NPC, he should give you a purple hollow twister R. Getting the ammo boxes. I love this. Ammo is like such a premium right now with Godzilla being in the game. Like I normally don't worry very much about ammo and instead just kind of get it off people I eliminate. But with Godzilla, you really have to like mag dump him if you do want to go get max damage. Personally, I was always of the mindset that I want to go to Godzilla and get max damage because I thought the Godzilla medallion was definitely good and very much worth having, especially because it counters one of the main items in the game right now, the Typhoon Blade. It feels much more like that fight is in my control when I have the Godzilla medallion. So ever since it was added, it was an incredible like priority to me. You get it? Surprised he didn't take the Typhoon Blade there. I feel like 3 guns is not necessary. Having mobility. Wow. Okay. Sorry. I've been getting over a cold, but he goes for the kinetic blade over the void mask. I think that is a mistake. If I had to rank the mobility items this season, the kinetic blade might be the lowest. And it is a great item. It's incredible, but it's just like, that's a testament to how good the other mobility items we have in the game are right now. Godzilla spawning. I doubt he goes for it though, just because of how little mobility he's taking. I think all the time in Chapter 6, having double mobility is great. But especially with Godzilla in the game, if you're going to go to that area, having double mobility it just makes it a lot more playable. He is getting in a car, though, so maybe he goes over there. We'll see if it comes back to bite him having only one mobility item and going to Godzilla, if that is what he chooses to do. And I believe there are shockwaves out of a chest back there, too, so it's like he could have had his choice of any mobility item. Seems like he's definitely headed in that direction. An area where there's always bots. these lakes. If I'm getting shot at from a body of water like that, there's a decent chance I'm just gonna ignore it. It's almost there. I don't know where the other medallion went. They were like over here. Oh, they're over here now. That's what I was checking. I was trying to see if the other medallion was in play here. Because if it was, the person who comes out of this alive is going to have probably both medallions. And that would be great. Break shield on that player, I believe. It sounded like it at least. He's pushing him with the kinetic blade. This should be a cleanup kill. Right there, he really benefits from having all the mobility, or like having 3 guns, because he was able to swap to his SMG there to finish it. But ends up getting beamed by Godzilla. You want to probably just chill if you're this guy. A lot of times Godzilla can't focus you for too long if you don't show him anything. Because there's usually so many people shooting at him that if you kind of get lost and chill in an area where he can't really see you, he'll start paying them some attention. And then you can like get back involved and start shooting at him again. Unfortunate that we cannot see the progress bar on spectating. I really don't like that. No heals now. There's some barrels here that he can use. And a Sprite. We also can't see Godzilla's health. Which makes it hard to talk about because how I play Godzilla fights is really determined on my progress on him. If I'm like close to max damage or max and I'm worried about shooting Godzilla, if I am so far out of the max damage race, I'm typically just concerned about eliminating other players. Especially if he's close to dying already. Like if he's really healthy still and I'm not first, then maybe I'll contribute. But if I'm just completely out of that race, eliminating the other players is usually my biggest goal. And as always, you need to like play your own life and, you know, keep yourself safe. Which seems to be something that this player has done decently okay. Like he's not just hard tunnel visioning on Godzilla the entire time. Like I've seen him look at different things. Some spikes there that you can get to heal yourself and then also get dashes. I'm not the biggest fan of carrying those. They're a great healing item, but just like I'm not really gonna find them as the game goes on after leaving the Godzilla area. So I'd usually use them at a time like this just to get dashes. That car that was just near him, somebody else got in a different one and drove away, but they were getting beamed by Godzilla and he does hit through the car. So if you see him unload on a car like that, chances are the person inside is quite weak. I wouldn't be surprised if the player we're spectating has max damage. He's been shooting at him a lot. This is where you just want to get lost. I don't even think you need to full leave. I feel like he could have dipped around the corner and then just not peeked for a little bit, and then Godzilla would have... Yeah, he's already fixated on somebody else. He only has 1 kinetic blade dash. This would be a nice kill to get if he can get it. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit very hard, and someone else just jumped out of a car onto him. This should be a death. He somehow gets that kill, but the person he was shooting at before is going to have line of sight, so he needs to just reset and get out of there. That person bunkered. I would want to take those spikes right now. The spikes behind him would give him 40 health or shield and then also give him dashes. It'd be great to have some dashes right now. He gets a medallion. Can you pick it up? Thank you. But he still could have used those spikes and just gotten quickly to full health. He's getting beamed here. That person is going to be concerned about forcing this fight, I think. This car is weak, but he should be able to get to over... I thought he was going to go more to the left. I was going to say he'll get across the street before it blows up, even if it is getting shot. But you really don't want to be driving around in a weak car like this. The hollow twister arc can melt it down quite quick. And then also you definitely don't want to be driving around in a weak car while you yourself are weak, because I believe the explosion does 75 damage. Maybe it's 100, but I think it's 75. So if it blows up on him right now, he has 25 shield roughly and 90 health, so that's like an easy kill. Gonna heal the 10 here, but is it that important? Not sure what he's doing. He seems like really against using his big pots to heal. There is barrels in this building to his right. Okay, that's what he's gonna go for. And a cooler in here. Oh no. Unfortunately, being slightly greedy for heals costs him. And I don't know if he was even being greedy for heals there or what, but he like, I thought he was going in here to get the cooler or get the barrels that spawn in here, but he starts drinking his big pot anyways. But I'm sure he would have rather just been one less big pot. See, those are the barrels. I'm sure it's better to be one less big pot and actually be alive in the game rather than dying to a camper. And that is unfortunately the state of the game. You can never let your guard down. I wonder how long this person was sitting in here. I didn't see or hear anything, but you know, that just goes to show you can never let your guard down in Fortnite. I think this player is baiting the medallion, and now I'm pretty conflicted. Okay, there's gonna be a fight happening. I was gonna say I'm pretty conflicted on whether or not I want to watch this person or just swap to somebody else, but there's people in the area that'll likely try to get the medallion, so stuff should happen. I would like to see that person bite her. He gets beamed here, and the other person got out of the car, so they should have been close enough to hear that she took damage. This is such a bad place to be. Just standing out in the open trying to hit a snipe. I don't know what happened to the anime lady. This should, yeah, okay. I don't know why she's continuing to take that fight, but it's whatever. I didn't really have the highest expectations for that player. It was really just timing that ended up letting them win the fight they previously won. Does this person go for the dash medallion though? I am irate. It seems like he's gonna leave it behind. I do not think that makes sense at all. So the circle for having the dash medallion is quite large. Like, you really don't give your location away that much. The anime lady is shooting him in the back, I think. I told you she got out of the car pretty close. I'm confused with what's going on in this match now. But yeah, the medallion, the dash medallion gives you a huge advantage in fights, and it really doesn't reveal your location that much. We'll see if that other person goes back to get it. But I think the risk reward on that medallion is heavily skewed in the reward favor. Look at how big it is. And like, we're decently late into the game to the point where that's like a decent percentage of the circle, especially going into the next one. I want to say that's like greater than 10% of this size circle for that one dash medallion. So like, that's why I was saying the reward heavily outweighs the risk. I don't know why this player was like so scared to go for it, or like didn't want to get it. Maybe they thought someone else was camping it or something, but we'll see if that mistake comes back to cost them. If they end up in a fight where the dashes would have heavily benefited them to have. Getting beamed from the mountaintop. They have no extra shield. Got minis now. Also, the dash medallion is potentially coming behind them, but it's so large that we don't really know exactly what that person is trying to do. This porta potty would bring him up to where the person was that was just shooting at him, kind of. Like, they would have line of sight on him. Person above him got in a car. I would want to go through that porta potty and then maybe sword them off. But it seems like he's kind of content to just live. But this playstyle is one of those things where, like, if you're always just living and not really making things happen on the map, then, like, eventually you're probably just gonna lose, I think. This is a person that was on top beaming him. They don't have a hollow twister AR. I was hoping to spectate the dash player. This person has no heals, but triple mobility as well. Recently, the hollow twister AR got a fire rate decrease, and I've seen people say that, like, maybe now the Fury or the precision SMG is better, but I just very much disagree. I don't think the fire rate reduction on the hollow twister AR was significant at all, to the point where it would affect that. And then also the minor reload speed buffs that the Fury and the precision got, I don't think moved the needle on what I want to use either. But all the while, these people are just chilling here doing this. There's people capturing We're getting the island. Now all the medallions are in play. All on different players. The invisibility medallion is on island. The ammo medallion is over here. And then also the dash medallion is over here. Screenshot on the back. I don't think that's a real player though. Oh, this player has the dash medallion. And the, like, one potential problem is, like, a fight is going to happen here, likely, and then somebody is going to get all the medallions. And the fact that that elite agent is just chilling on top of the tunnel and that other players are chilling in the tunnel, sure, they might make it later in the game doing that, but somebody is, like, going to get a huge advantage in fights having all this stuff. This player doesn't seem to be the greatest at using dashes, though, because he could have just dashed forward while that guy was using the sword and then been out of range. Going super high there is bad. The person on island can definitely beam him. And I think the elite agent is going up to island. This is concerning because there might be somebody in this tunnel still. Hopefully for their case, that person moved on. There's a cooler back into his right that could have some shield items in it that he walked past. I think the person might be right outside the tunnel and to the right. This is stressing me out. There's the cooler. He hates the cooler though, I guess. Oh, does that not go up top? Is it the dumpster that does? I guess the top part was destroyed. I think that can happen here. I think I've hit that porta potty up top with my car and destroyed it before. I have little faith in this player, to be honest. Gonna get barrels here, but like not using the dashes on island was not a good play. And I think had he used the dashes there, he would have been behind the person, not gotten sorted, and then like, you know, that fight is happening. But I don't think they know how to use the dashes too well. They can be in storm here if they want. Like, they have medkits and the storm really is not hitting hard. So they could legitimately live in the storm for quite a long time. Somebody on that tower. This is the person that was in the tunnel earlier, I believe. This could definitely be a kill. There's no damage numbers, unfortunately. I don't know why he's healing there. Like, the storm is not hitting that hard. He's gonna go up here. He could potentially get sorted off though. Okay, he swords that guy off. But at what cost? He now has no shield again. He needs to quickly drink those minis and get out of here. Or the invisible player is about to be on him, I think. Unless that was the one shooting from island. Gets barrels here. But he's still not gonna be that healthy. He's not even gonna be able to get them. He's gonna have to like cheese us with the sword, I think. He gets hit. That guy on top uses an Oni shotgun instead of his AR, and I think that's the only reason this Godzilla is alive. A shockwave away. Not the greatest shockwave. He's so weak, though, that this person can easily clean this up with AR. Yep. GG's. I thought that there was no chance that, like, that wasn't going to happen eventually. Like, it just... The initial fight they had on island just viewed heavily... Or felt heavily in this person's favor. Now this player has all the medallions, I think. Oh no, they don't have the ammo one. But they have the dash medallion and unlimited sprint and visibility medallion, which I think are the two better like fighting ones anyways. 4 opponents remain. Healthy. With mobility, with medallions. I think this player wins the game. The one thing that could potentially cost them is the fact that the Oni shotgun only has 2 shots, and if they get unlucky, that can kind of grief. But this person also seems to like using their sword for a melee weapon based on what we've seen thus far, and that kind of helps reduce some of the drawback from only having 2 shots since you get that sword damage. You want to grief these cars here. That would be another potential problem, is if like he gets to the smaller zone and all these cars are in play. The fact that he's on island right now and is pretty isolated, I would just want to grief all of these cars. The fight going on over there. That car is weak enough. I'd be shooting at that one now. And then that cyber truck is still in play somewhere as well. Maybe just fly over there and third party it. That fight kind of looks like it's going nowhere though. This is good though. I like that he's griefing all these cars. I feel like a lot of people just like making these spectating videos. I see so many people that just do nothing. And if they get to the small zone on the mountaintop with all these cars are in play, that is like a potential problem. Just like makes things messier than they need to be. And he's going to be able to get the good position here because he can fly to it. And so if he didn't grief these cars, then it'd be harder for him to use that God spot. That should be a kill maybe? No, they do it back. He could have dashed there. This player is windy. Okay, I don't like how this is going now. PPs. He could swipe the car off the mountain. Look at, like, the cars are all in play still somehow. There's just enough of them. Gonna try to pickaxe trick here. Gets meleeed in his car though. I don't even know what's going on. This is just messy. I think the main problem was just the fact that that initial fight went the way it did, where like he got swiped off the, or he tried to swipe that person off the mountain and then they did it back to him. Made all of this more difficult than it needed to be. If he used his dashes to evade that swipe, then I don't think he loses control of the situation. And then things don't get so dicey. But also it's hard to say with that being on a mountain like that. If he dashes like that, maybe stinks too. It's just a messy situation, and that's like one of the problems with swords. Guy gets knocked out of the bush. That's good. I don't know what's going on here. The other one's on the mountain behind him. This should be a win. But who knows? Like, the struggle has been real for some reason. I don't know if he saves himself. Okay, he got a shockwave off, but he still took fall damage. He just didn't, like, take enough fall damage to die. I... Also, like, this player is so fixated on using the sword, and that can be good. But, okay, that should be the one. Never mind, they caught themselves again. But... imagine just how much easier and like less stressful that is if he gets some AR tags before doing that. Makes the person weaker, puts pressure on them, but he was just like really intent on jumping on them with the sword. And it's lucky that he had the dash medallion, because if a decent player had the dash medallion, when he's like hard relying on that, I think the fight definitely could have gone south. But that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.